Well, James Boyce is a senior visiting research fellow at King's College London. He specialises in the American system of government and joins us now from London. Now, let's look a little bit more at that speech. What did you hear? More of the same, but in a more sombre tone?
No, I think you heard it perfectly summed up there by one of the people in the crowd, all fired up and ready to go. I thought you saw last night a return to the old Barack Obama, the Barack Obama that the world and much of America fell in love with 4 years ago, someone who recognises that there was a lot to do, but I thought spoke very passionately, very well, and very much summed up the great differences that the American electorate will face come the election on November 6th.
Indeed. I mean, he offered a longer, harder path to a brighter future, but are Americans really willing to walk along that path at this time?
I think it's important to recognise, and your piece that you just finished with summed it up very, very well, actually. The incumbency in an American presidential election carries great advantages, and historically the candidate that offers the more optimistic vision of the future tends to win over undecided voters. So the odds, I'd suggest, are looking increasingly favourable for Barack Obama. I thought he rose to the challenge last night. It was a difficult challenge. He had to follow Bill Clinton the night before, one of the greatest political orators in American history, arguably, and I thought he rose to the occasion very admirably.
Did he manage to inflict any damage on the Republicans' Mitt Romney?
I think so, because what he and President Bill Clinton the night before managed to do was to chip away at the Republican claims and counterclaims by pointing out the failings in the speeches that they delivered and in the platform that they were offering. I think that both Barack Obama and Bill Clinton between them offered a very dynamic image to the United States of the choices that they will face and a very different image of a future direction for the US. It was fascinating to see the difference in the crowd and the demographics. Very, very Caucasian at the Republican Party convention, Democratic convention last night, much more mixed, a much more multicultural, ethnically diverse group of people, and perhaps more representative of the United States of America than we saw last week with the Republicans, I thought.
So then perhaps I know the answer to this already. Who do you think is the stronger contender at this point?
Well, as I alluded to earlier on, I think that the President of the United States certainly has problems in terms of going into this election with an unemployment rate over 8%. That's historically a problem for any incumbent president, but I think he's already won the battle. Historically, sitting presidents who have avoided a challenge from within their own party for their party's nomination go on to secure re-election. And at this point, I think if I were a betting man, I would say that Barack Obama will narrowly win the popular vote, but probably quite convincingly win the Electoral College vote, and therefore serve out another 4 years as President of the United States.
OK, well, Obama will certainly be happy to hear that. Thanks very much, James Boyce, for joining us from London.
Thank you.